I see you, yo. Crumpets commenting here live and direct. Like I always say, conference commentating. AKA Jimmy J, AKA J Legend, AKA the best in the business. Now we're here back for another section. I probably gotta get somewhere else to. Yeah, we back here direct. We gonna do a little thing for the drive. We're gonna do a mock drive. About to get started. Yeah, so we about to start the drive. We just waiting for it to get to 32 for the Eagles pick. Then we'll break it down. No, we ain't gonna do no trades in this one. So we not reaching. So we got so we just doing it by but we're gonna do it like best available player. But let me fix this thing real quick. So you got the best available players at 20. It's like everything dropped at 24. You got running back from North Carolina, Omari Hamilton. I mean Hampton. And then you got Tennessee edge rusher James Pace Jr. Then you got offensive tackle Josh Simmons from Ohio State. Then you got inside O lineman Tyler Booker, and you got Gray Sample. We not reaching. And then you got Jackson Dart. And we going with James Pace Jr. And if you want to look up James Pace Jr., was ranked as the second best edge rusher. Even though I don't see him dropping, I don't I don't really see him dropping the 32. Anything can happen. You pushing a lot of quarterbacks now, but he's ranked as the second best edge rusher. Yeah, he's ranked as the second best edge rusher. I don't see him dropping at 32, but anything can happen. It just looked like how the board shook out. And he had 7.5 sacks. That's what college 6'5", 245 from Tennessee. Edge, he was a junior. He's from Charlotte, North Carolina. Yeah, he's real like mid first round. Either I doubt if he drops at 32 in the draft, he's predicted to go like 15 or 20th in the draft. Somewhere between 15 and 20. I think he's gonna be going for the Eagles, but yeah, but he got enough up in the first round. He might drop to 32 if it's enough quarterbacks to go like it was last year. And a lot of people compare him to like Chop Robinson because he do got like this a similar skill set. His scouting report strength displays elite first step and explosion off the edge that's forced him to tackle to ball out and stand his stance, possesses remarkable bend and flexibility when turning to a corner, demonstrates advanced hands from an experience level, particularly with his signature moves. And scouting report weaknesses currently lacks ideal play strength at the point of attack. Sometimes get displaced against powerful offensive tackles in the run game. Shows some inconsistency maintaining leverage when teams run directly at him, particularly at against a run gap. Needs to develop more reliable counter moves. And the scouting report summary, he pasted profile as an immediate impact pass rusher specialist with the ceiling to develop into a three down edge defender. His elite get off the and bend profile perfectly fits today's pass happy NFL. With his ability threatens the edge for day one. smart defensive boy and pass to his run defense, similar to how Brian Burns was used early in his career. The team draft pace will be getting a scheme versatile rusher who eyes even fronts. His skill set is particularly suits more of an aggressive 3-4 scheme where he can be moved around and pre-snap alignments before pace to develop quickly against the run. His combined length and explosion attack reference suggests he'll be capable of making necessary adjustments. Yeah, this is what I just got finished reading. Are we on to the second round? So in this round, we got Xavier Watts to choose from, the safety from Notre Dame, Ashton Jenkins, running back, Carson Swingy, linebacker, Jayden Huggins, Alfred Collins, TJ Sanders, South Carolina. Well, TJ's yeah, he in that 30. He in our top 30 visits. TJ Sanders. Yeah, you got Elijah Arroyo. Yeah, I like Elijah Arroyo. I'm gonna go with Elijah Arroyo. Yeah, Elijah Roman ranked ahead of him. Here you go to run down Elijah Arroyo, 6'5", 250 from Miami. He had 35 receptions, 580 yards, received for 7 touchdowns last season, and averaged 16.9 yards a game. Yeah, he's projected to go third round, like early third round, second round. I got him in the second round, but he's projected to go. That's like what, late second round, third round. Yeah, strings. I just read the top one. He got a manipulator, savvy route manipulator who sets up defenders with deliberate pacing and stable head fakes. The 20 the 20 the 29-yard snags against the Texas A&M in 2022 is a textbook deception work. Natural hand catcher who extends away from his frame to pluck the ball consistently shows the confidence to high point throws in traffic. I didn't mean catches in traffic. Yeah. The quarterback throwing the ball, high point catch. And his weaknesses, his medical history raises a durability concerns. Consecutive seasons derailed by left knee issues will require thorough vetting by the NFL medical staff. Still develop functional play, strength at the point of attack, can get overwhelmed by powerful edge defenders in the run game. Yeah, hand placement as a blocker remains inconsistent. Too often catches the defender rather than doing a side initial. So I guess he has still trouble against blocking. So if he's not a great blocker, but he looks like a guy that can improve in blocking. Yeah, he can improve on blocking. A lot of the guys when they come out are not great block, but he's a solid blocker. Goddard was one of the few players that was a great blocker, but that's when we need a guy that can pass catch and be a great. But it's stuff we could work with though. We could work with him though. We could work with him though. So you got in this one you got this is third round at 96. Demetrius Knight, linebacker, South Carolina. You got Harold Fanning Jr., which they projected as like I think he's like the third best tight end in the draft. They project him as a third best tight end. Yeah, I might choose him in the next one, next mock draft, do. But and then you got Omar Luda, and then you got D Tennessee, and then you got Andrew Luck, which was like a top 30 visit, and Makuba, and then you got Olalawa Alonso, edge rusher at UCLA. I'm gonna go with Andrew Muluba. I'm gonna go with him. Yeah, I might get this Harold Fanning Jr. guy. Yeah, he's probably a better tight end. And but I might choose him next time. But right now I'm going. But this is the guy that the Eagles had on their top 30 visit. They did not have a safety in the first round on their top 30 visit. Yeah, even though you had a Philly 500 on Jacob Media, he was talking with Dan Silly about he thought that the Eagles gonna pick a safety in the first round, which they are not. That goes against their whole philosophy. They're not picking no safety in the first round. The highest ranked safety that they had on they top 30 visit was in the third round. The earliest they picking is maybe third round for a safety. And he was like top on the list for safeties. Even though he's technically like probably the fourth, fifth best safety. Yeah, and on the in the draft. That's going in the third round. And think about what Philly 500, what he don't realize is just like he was wrong about Hurts picking Jalen Hurts in the second round back when, even though that was the correct read. He said I was still mad at them when they just signed Carson Wentz. Yeah, I wasn't mad about it because the Eagles, that was a mistake re-signing Carson Wentz. The only thing they did was hedge they bet. That actually was a good move by Howard. Even though it was a bad move that he signed, gave his Carson Wentz an extension. He shouldn't have never gave. Yeah, he should have never gave Carson Wentz an extension. So he only thing he did was hold it. The only thing he did was fix his own mistake. And that was the best move they ever did drafting Jalen Hurts. Just like it's like the best thing they could do is get a safety in the third round. So they probably getting maybe the fourth best safety. They get him, he's the fourth best safety, which is a value pick in the third round. Second and third round, you get the safety in the second and third round. That's a good pick. You don't get safeties in the first round. That's dumb. You get a safety in the first round, you're goofy. Yeah, that's not a value pick in the first round. He don't understand the Eagles, and with Philly, he don't understand the Eagles. Even though Dan probably got mad, but I don't care about Dan. Dan say stupid stuff all the time anyway. Yeah, he say stupid stuff all the time. Yeah, but you're not gonna get value for a pick in the first round. Nobody in their right mind the draft safeties in the first round. That's 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 a bad philosophy. Oh, we draft a corner. Drafting the corner and the safety in the first round is not the same thing. And we're not drafting this a corner back to back in both drafts and back to back drafts. We did that last year where we did back to back corner. We did one in the first round, one in the second round. But that was a rare decision. It was a good move for last year because that's how the draft shook out. But that wouldn't be a good move this year because you're not going to get value for a safety in the first round. Yeah, that's stupid. You already get value for a corner, but we don't need a corner in the first round for this year. We need either an edge rusher or a D tackle in the first round. I don't see us going with offensive line. We usually either go D line or offense, which is a great philosophy because you will get value big for O line because you need somebody to protect. You always need somebody that rush the passer. That's value. Yeah, even though we need a safety, but not in the first round. You get good value in the second or third round. Now, I believe that Andrew McCullough or Makuba, we get value for him as the fourth best safety in the third round. For the third round, we get good value for him, and I like him as a pick. Cause he projected to go third round. He got some good skills, explosive athlete, elite speed, change of direction ability that him would be a menace in coverage. He's good in coverage, which we need that. He also could play slot receivers. We need that. And he's also listed on the Eagles' top visit. The only knock on him, he said he's a little light. Hunting and can be on blocks and tight ends. They say he's a little light. I mean, he could put on weight or put on some muscle. He's 5'11". That ain't still ain't bad. He could put on some muscle. He could put on like 10 pounds of muscle. But that's another like something that he's a little light. But other than that, I believe that's a good pick. So you got Landon Ransom, safety, Ohio State. DJ Gittins, which I like him. You got wide receiver Torrey Horton, Colorado State. Running back Damian Martinez. And then you got then you got then you got Kobe Bryant, cornerback Kansas. Then you got Vernon Brenton, Davis Lyman, Texas. Quentin Riley. And then you got Zay Frazier, cornerback, UTSA. But I'm gonna pick DJ Gittens. DJ Gittens. He's 6 foot, big back, 212, Kansas City. And that's what the Eagles need is like a big back. And technique, and they say he lacks technique in pass rushing. You can work on that. You can fix that. Your defense, your protection, that's all about the effort and technique. That's all that is. You got the effort, you get the technique. But he's a great runner and out the backfield and a great. And he's still one of my favorite running backs in the draft. He fits the Eagle system perfectly. Besides him and Raheem, but I think Raheem is a little to me better. Yeah, he must have had a bad. This guy must have had a bad combine, NFL combine, because he was like a top 10 for the combine. He must have had a terrible combine because he dropped. His combine must have been terrible. But a lot of the stuff they can work on, but you can't be terrible in pass. But a lot of the running backs are terrible. They're not great in pass. But you gotta be at least decent in pass coming out of college. But I believe that's still a good pick. Yeah, here's our here's the pick so far, and here's my options. And my selection be Vernon Broughton out of Texas, the defensive lineman. But I can see. Yeah, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to. I don't even see him on the list. But they have him ranked. Oh, here we go. So he could play nose. So he could play nose and D tackle. And that's the kind of guy we need. You got his strength and he projected to go like 6th round. So I got him in the 5th, but yeah, he projected to go like. So I say late 5th, early 6th. So he could play nose. He could penetrate the gap, the B gap, and I think he could play like 3 technique too. So he got powerful hands, a nasty punch, good blocker, got good speed, good leverage. It's his weakness. He's still developing consistently in the run, and occasionally gets washed out of his gap, double teams, and his gaps when he's facing committed double teams at the point of attack. That's here and there, but yeah. But I think he can work on that. Yeah, I think that's easy. Cause that's not. Cause they say he's situational. Once in a while he'd do that. That's not him all the time. He consistent. That's not what they're saying. They ain't saying he consistently doing that. They say he for time to time or once. Wow, but he could play nose. He's actually good in the nose, and he's good at pass rushing. But they saying he's just not a a starter. He's kind of like similar to Milton. He's not the starter at this point in his career, but as he give him a few years, he'd probably be a starter. He's probably like a 40. But he can play nose and pass rush. So he already better than Jordan Davis. But he's a better. They said he's not. The only thing he's better. He got raw power move. He needs fine. But all the stuff he got is workable. That's just as far as the development. Yeah, that's his technique. Yeah, that's his technique. Yeah, that's his technique. The same sometimes he has bad technique. But that don't mean he's not good against the run. All right, yeah, sometimes. But he also plays. Yeah, that's his technique. You can teach technique. easily. But you can't teach athleticism. You can't teach. But if you play nose, yeah, and you know how to play nose, you just got to work on your technique. If you be solid, where you could be a starter. And he looked like he could be a starter in that, in like within like a year or two. Yeah, within like two. Yeah, I think he'll be a good pickup, especially for a 6th round pick. But you can never get enough D tackles. But yeah, but you know he's ranked as a 6th round lineman, so he's not gonna be as polished. But he could, but you could play. But he got a foundation. He could play running. He could play. He could play running back. I mean, not running back. He could play nose tackle and and DN. He's a good player and pickup. Definitely a good pickup. If you could put, yeah. Yeah, he can play nose and D tackle. You could do something with him. I would pick him up. So we're doing pick one. It's still 5th round. Where I see what I'm gonna see what picks cause I could either go Zay Alexander cornerback, or I could go the lineman, Brad Rogers, or I could go linebacker, the Samuel Morton Jr. But let me check out Zay Alexander or outside corner. He's press. I don't know he fits our system like that. He's more of a press corner. We don't do press corners. We do more in zone. Projected third round. They don't do press corners. So that'd be a no go. Let me check out. Rodgers. Search Cleb Rogers, 6'5". It's an old lineman. So he's like a multi-role old lineman. He could probably play guard and tackle. Projected to go 6th round. They're like a good pickup. So he's more projected to be like a guard. Yeah, he's projected to be more of a guard. He got short arms. Yeah, but he's more projected to be more of a guard. And you got short arms like that, you're more of a guard. But he's like a guard, yeah, right tackle. But I like him as an player, side player. So yeah, I'm gonna pick him at 64. Yeah, we doing no trades in this one. And I'm gonna do. Let me check. Let me see. Let me try Quincy Riley. Let me see what Quincy Riley. This is something we needed. The guy that can play nickel and outside. And he plays zone. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Quincy. Quincy Riley. And then you got the last pick of the draft. Now I'm gonna go with yeah, I'm gonna go with Cam Jackson. But this is almost in the D tackles. Yeah, Cam Jackson, solid D tackle. I think he's gonna be in the draft. Definitely a sleeper in the draft. Yeah, Eagles got the cut out for him, but yeah, Cam Jackson gonna be a sleeper in the draft. Or 6'6", 343. strength, mama frame, and natural anchor. Violently and dangerously in front. And he jumps off the tape. Weakness is conditioning. So he got a similar to Jordan Davis, where he had a condition. But I think conditioning, if you got the motor, that could be fixed. Jordan Davis fixed his conditioning this year, but his problem is he also stay high until he on pass rush. But this dude look like he could at least pass rush, rusher. But but he look like he from his can pass rush pretty good. He got the natural instinct. He'd be better at it than Jordan Davis. But this should conclude the drive. Damn, I deleted out. But yeah, yeah, that's yeah, that's Yeah. This is yeah, this includes the stream. Yeah, we did the whole drive. So that's about it. It's cramping and signing. We talked yeah, I got rid of the whole the whole thing. 'Cause I got another I got two. Yeah, yeah, I had the one that sounded funny. Yeah, that's why it was sounding funny. Yeah, but that shit cool. It was extreme crampers content. Sign up. Don't click subscribe to the channel. Peace.